everyone. Welcome to Spirit Switchboard. I'm your host, Carrie Lynn Shellhorn, and you are listening to us live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 in the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. If you are enjoying what UPRN has to offer, please consider taking a hike over to uprntalkradio.com to find out more about all of the hosts and shows that we have to offer. There's always something new happening. I have heard that we are getting an upgrade on our website. Potentially, we are getting a merch store and a place where we can congregate to chat, which is exciting stuff. And, love to see you there. If you are new to me, thank you for joining me. My name is Carolyn Shellhorn. I'm a psychic medium based out of Guelph, Ontario, which is exciting. I have been doing this work full time now for 19 years, but I have always been able to connect with the other side. I had my first podcast show like 18 years ago. So, it's really fun to be doing this and home with UPRN and all of the other hosts that we have here. Last night, I have another show that I do with fellow UPRN host Laura Lee Potvin of the Angel Rock on Mondays. We have a show on Thursday nights called Beneath the Hollow Moon. And last night we had this fabulous show. We were doing a show about Bradshaw Ranch. And we had Tom Dongo on as a special guest because we don't normally have guests on Beneath the Hollow Moon. And it was really fabulous and right in time for spooky month, right? That we had so many weird things happen during that segment. In two different places, we saw orbs, which I know is a hot topic for some people. But if you watch the show, you will know, especially the second one, there was no denying it. Everybody saw it clear, and it was weird. It was so weird how it zigzagged. Mish, you know what? I think that we got the first one captured or screenshot. I know that Sparky was on top of that. And sorry, the other two, I'm not sure. Because the second thing that happened was I saw... oh, I'm really sorry, folks. Excuse me. A mist, this outline of a male figure walking over, like past his shoulder, towards the back. It was crazy. Oh my goodness, not a good time for a tickle in my throat. So sorry, folks. Mish, did you see the second one? Oh, Michelle, you ordered the book. So did I. Yeah, change of weather, the fan, who knows? It could be a couple of different things, Mish. Oh, Heidi, I'm really happy to see you. So I'm going to bring our guests on. We're going to get today's segment started. I'm really excited about our guests today. We talked about them last week. I had Snipe on, which was a fabulous show, guys. It was so funny. And it was good medicine. Last week's show was really good medicine. It was a pretty stressful week. And we laughed so much. I was snort laughing and got tears from laughing. It was just such a great segment. So if you haven't seen it, please go back and watch the replay. And we did talk about Mel and Gail and all the love that we have for them and the good things and the great things that they do and offer for so many people. So it was pretty exciting to be able to have them come on today. So we are welcoming to the show today Lucky Paranormal. And we have an extra Lucky Paranormal guest today, too.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Always, Mel and Gail. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you guys, whether it's like this or in person, which is even better. But yeah, it's always great. And Shannon, thank you for coming on. It's your first time coming on Spirit Switchboard.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. There's a lot of people that are in the chat wanting to say hello. So let's do some of our hellos before we get into chatting. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
Mish, our friend from Australia, is here.
Hi, Mish.
Hi, Mish.
James the Wiz, he is here from Washington. Thank you so much, James, for being here. And it's one of those days where I may need the reminder to do the station ID at the top of the hour. So I always appreciate when you give me those reminders.
Hi, James.
Sometimes they're just needed.
Fair enough.
Oh, you know what, Mish? I thank you. There's lots of mugs, and I was thinking, if you follow me on social media, I do this thing every morning called the Morning Porch Post, and I really do have a ridiculous amount of mugs. But I was thinking maybe we need to auction them and we can donate them to a charity. But then it was like, how do you decide which ones you're going to auction?
You've got some pretty good ones.
I do have beautiful. There's so many beautiful artisans, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The pottery mugs are, and the gifted ones too, are very special. So, oh, my dear friend Deb Morse, thank you so much for being here. So, Deb, I met Deb on an intuitive forum many, many years ago before I started doing this work publicly. So she has, been with me from the whole beginning of like, no, I'm not a medium. I don't want to do this out loud in front of people too. Do you want to be my first guest on my first podcast? Which she was. She was my first guest that I ever had. So she is an intuitive, an author, a nurse, a lawyer. She is all of these amazing things. So
wow.
Always
Hi, Deb.
Love that.
Right? We all wear many hats, right?
Yes.
Very true.
Julie Dow, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Julie.
Hi.
Kathy, it was a great show last night, right? Michelle Plummer, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Michelle was at the Paracon last year.
Yes.
Ooh, yay.
Remember, she had an experience in the room.
Yes. Her hair went flying up.
No way.
Didn't it? It went, yeah. I think that's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Ghosty stuff there. Kathy Lemire, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
Heidi Gohl, thank you so much for sharing us out today. We appreciate you. You're such a great supporter of all of our UPRN hosts.
Hi, Heidi.
Yes, Poltagoose. Yes, Poltagoose. I don't know if Trevor's watching, but Artie's here, so he'll get the reference.
Hi, Artie.
Hi, Artie.
Thanks for being here, Artie. Oh, Kathy, if you watched the segment from last night, the first orb, it was so clear. It went from Tom's head straight out, but it had a different color to it. And it was just this solid. The second one came out and did this like weird zigzag and then disappeared. It was wild.
Love that.
And I'm not always I kind of go, orbs. It's got to be really good, right?
Yeah, it has to be very good.
Yeah.
Carrie Fast from Calgary, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Carrie.
Artie, are you? Yes, the Snipe Show was awesome. Agreed.
Yes.
Todd. Look, Todd, they're talking about orbs. Again.
Hi, Todd. Thank you so much for being here.
Todd.
Oh, we're counting down the days, right? The Paracon is coming up quickly.
Very quickly.
Michelle Wilfong, thank you so much for being here. If you guys are not following Michelle on TikTok, she has an account called My Haunted Apartment. And so she posts all of the videos when she does investigations in her own apartment. And she's got some pretty wild stuff. So please, take a moment and follow her. Contessa Martins, oh, I see you. Right? We were talking about orbs. But you know what? We weren't really talking about orbs last night. We were talking about Bradshaw Ranch, which is on the same, so it's at this 36th parallel, which is right in line with Skinwalker Ranch, and they have the same kind of craziness there.
That's like my bucket list place.
Yeah, if you research Bradshaw Ranch, Tom's name comes up all of the time, and because he just did so much there. So he does remote viewing and medical intuitive. He's just all of those things. So he's fascinating to listen to. He's got great stories. Victoria, Astrolite Paranormal, thank you so much for being here.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, ladies.
That's a lot of highs.
A lot of highs. It's so great. It's so great when everybody participates in the chat. It just is really fun, right? It just adds to the conversation. So I wanted to talk about a little bit, I know we're going to talk about the Paracon, but let's talk about paranormal investigations and where Lucky Paranormal got started, how you have evolved over time. Haunted hotspots is really what I want to focus on.
Ooh, yay.
Right? Local Thunder Bay hotspots, international hotspots that you guys have been to, memorable places, all of those kinds of things. So let's start with Lucky Paranormal. Mel, you started with paranormal investigations first, right? That was your jive, and Gail kind of got
looped. Well, she decided to join because I was going out with strangers into like cemeteries at night, and she was like, "Who are you going out with? Do I know this person?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
"What are you doing?"
I'm just going out. And then the next day, I'm going to film what happens. I'm like, okay, sure you can. And then it evolved from there.
Yeah, it's so great. It's such a great
camera person, right?
Yes. Yes, you need a camera person. But do you find that your role has shifted a little bit just from camera person to, how you're involved with the investigation has shifted since then?
I think so. I think it has. It has, right?
Yeah, she's been shoved into it. I'm like, here. We're using the spirit board. You stand here.
True.
Well, the funny thing is, I used to film it very professionally. I took it very serious on how to get the angles and all that. And now, because I'm involved, Mel's like, "Why are you filming the floor right now?" And I'm like, "Well, because I'm touching the Ouija board at the, you know what I mean? I can't do both." So
it's just a different personal perspective.
That's right. I mean, you got
artistic.
The audio.
It's artistic.
I love it.
I saw Lois Clark there. I saw you. Hi, Lois. Thank you so much for chiming in and saying hello.
Hi, Lois.
Hi.
I know, Shannon, that we had a quick chat before we went live. It's your first time coming on Spirit Switchboard, so I appreciate you.
Yeah,
I appreciate
thank you
being here. We got to meet really briefly last year at the Paracon.
Yeah.
And can I share can I gush a little?
Yeah,
bit
go ahead.
about that?
Sure.
Okay.
I might blush a little, but
Oh, it was so good though. It was just in passing, there was a lot of energy in that room where I was at, right? And it felt like it felt like I was getting vertigo. It started in the morning and it just got, intense, more intense as the day went on. And then the next day there's just lots of energy in that spot, right?
That's for sure.
And you came along with your schmancy, let's clear some energy spray. It was like, I think I fell in love with you. It was awesome. You can tell when people have the right intention. So their thoughts, words, deeds, and actions with the right intention and energy go into what they're creating and doing. And so I was super excited to be able to connect more with you and see your role through Lucky Paranormal. And how has that been for you? Your shift as, you know, where you were last year to where you are now with Lucky Paranormal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like that same energy is kind of what drew me to Mel and Gail too, right? Like they're just such good people and their intentions are so good. And we just, everything that we do just kind of just jives so well together. At first I was, you know, kind of a little quiet. I didn't want to like step on anyone's toes. And I just kind of observed a little bit how they did their investigations, and like they are both very professional with it. I know they giggle and laugh and say like, oh, you know, she's not holding the camera well, but they're very professional at what they do. And the way they run that Paracon is unreal. Like these two do it all themselves. They do it all themselves. Like that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I just
take that idea and create what you did is phenomenal. It's really
absolutely. I'm in awe of them for what they've created. Like it's pretty amazing. It's like I'm so proud to call them my friends now. We met about a year ago now, actually, at an event that happens to be happening this weekend too. And we just clicked. Like that energy was there, and like you could just tell they were good people, and that, you know, we had a lot in common, and our friendship has just grown from there. And my involvement in Lucky Paranormal has grown quite a bit. I think I take like our protections very seriously when we're investigating. So that's kind of my role. Yeah. So like, obviously like the spray that you fell in love with me because of, and my protection oils and things like that we use. And then just, like Gail likes to call it our prayer that we do at the beginning. And it's just something that I created, in my altar space, and made sure that our team was protected when we were out on investigations. And that's kind of my role. Other than that, I just kind of sit back and really watch them do what they do, because they're very good at it. Mel's an amazing investigator. Like the things that she can sense and pick up on is just unreal. And I love being a part of it. I love watching these guys do what they do. And, you know, my involvement just keeps growing and I enjoy it.
And that's what happens, right? Especially when you find a really good jive and a good fit.
Yeah.
You feel safe to be vulnerable and stretch your comfort zones and how you want to approach and learn. And it's okay to make, you know, stumbles and grow as a team when you feel safe with one another. And
exactly.
That's so important when you are going to places that potentially have, you know, bad energies attached to it, or, you know, not all places that you investigate have those high vibing kind of places, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like our team, like we work so well together and get along so well that it feels like those investigations go really well. It's amazing. It's fun to be a part of.
And what are some of the let's start local, right? Of the more well-known hotspots that you guys have been to?
There are so many in Thunder Bay. It's kind of crazy.
It's just all of Thunder Bay. Pick a spot, right?
Yeah.
So we were called into Goods & Co., which is like a market sort of place. And we're like, oh, there's not going to be anything in here. You know, they're holding an event and they want some entertainment, right? And so we get in there and we walk in and it was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a guy hanging from this little pole. I'm like, okay, now we got to clear that guy. We go upstairs. The spirit, the table tips from the main section down the hall over some pipes twice, and then slides across the tile floor right to the
the table tipping is a thing.
To the fryer.
It's amazing.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we were not expecting that there.
No, not at all.
And this location is the old Eaton's building. So I don't know how old it is, but it's like Art Deco.
Is it? Yeah.
And they've redone it into like a market space. But so when we went upstairs, it still looks like the old Eaton's, like with the panels that are like all mirrors.
Yeah, the mirror
It's
pillars.
be fun
It's
at the
very
same time, right? Because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a vibe.
Yeah. So it was like dust and like, I don't know,
Yeah.
old escalator still there and everything. Like it was amazing to be part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Is it a place that had been investigated before?
No.
It was your first time.
Yeah.
So do you approach a place that has had no history to it differently than a place that has known history? Would you approach
I
it
don't
differently or
really-
the same?
I don't
Probably
really
the
think-
same.
Yeah, I don't think we do it any different. Like we almost don't want to hear what's happened. Like we don't want to hear the stories until after,
Yeah.
you know, to see if there's any connection. So and they approached us for this one, did they not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was funny because I got my equipment and I started doing stuff right away. And Shannon's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm going." And she's like, "You didn't do protection." I'm like, "Oops, sorry." And then we kept getting distracted by a spirit.
We
Because
did, yeah.
I kept going in, and I'm like, I gotta stop, and then I go in, and then finally we got it done. So that was good.
And that's the benefit of having, you know, everyone kind of knows their role and fills in those spots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the ADHD kid that just jumps in without remembering all kinds of stuff. In fact, I have left, I think, well, twice now, we've left equipment behind at 2 different places where I had to go back and get equipment.
Whoopsie.
Isn't that bad? That's so bad.
That's okay.
So bad. My defense, my sister was with me both times, so I blame her.
I love it.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna blame
That's
Christy.
perfect.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It was Christy. So that sounds pretty cool. So was there the evidence, or so the things that you were picking up intuitively, were you able to capture with the equipment as well too? Was there more personal experiences than there was anything captured on equipment?
Shannon was doing the Etsy's method, and at the same time, I'm like getting freaked out about the freight elevator, and I'm like, the freight elevator, and I kept saying it, and then Shannon's like, freight, and I'm like, I'm not going anywhere near the elevator anymore. Yeah. It was like calling me over, and I was like, no, we're not going there.
And you already didn't like the feeling of that freight elevator. Like when we first went on it to go upstairs, you were just kind of like, something's not feeling right here.
Yeah.
So when you pick up on that, do you lean in more to it? Like the why you're not liking it? Is there, or do you
just assume I don't
doesn't
like
feel
elevator.
good, so I'm going to back up?
I never back up.
No. She goes right
I'm
in.
like, I feel horrible. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I heard a growl. Okay.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
I know. It's so not right.
Well, actually, with the elevator, if I was by myself, I would have been like, no, thank you. But like the whole group was there, and the 2 people who worked there were there, and I was like, I can't chicken out now. I've got to face my fear and go in this freight elevator. And then we get to the 3rd floor, and then they can't quite figure out how to open the freight elevator, and I'm like, don't panic, don't make a scene, it'll be okay.
Yeah. There's not, and it's super funny because I was thinking about that kind of question, right? Are there things that you're scared of? Are there places that you wouldn't want to go? Those are kind of questions that I was going to talk to you guys about today too. And being prepared to answer that myself. Is there something I'm scared of? And there's just a couple of things I'm scared of, but for the most part, I'm not scared of too much. And then I was thinking about Artie, because Artie was double checking about the time today. And so the thing that I have got me scared at an investigation, we were with them in Hamilton and he yelled boo. So I'm more scared of Artie than I am ghost stuff, because he came up from behind and yelled boo, and I jumped and did it.
I don't like jump scares either.
No, scares are just aren't nice. No.
I don't really like I always say this, I don't like sleeping at a haunted location, but Mel says I fall asleep in 5 minutes. So I like prepare myself. I put a hat on over my eyes, and I'm like still have my clothes on and my shoes on and stuff, and I'll get into bed like that just in case I have to run, and then I'll fall asleep like right away.
Didn't you go to the Beck house?
Yeah. Like that. Yeah, I slept kind of like that.
Actually, that's the hardest place to sleep in the
Really?
Beck house. We've actually left twice in the middle of the night,
Mhm.
which is very strange for us. But
Yeah.
we left. We're like, I'm out.
Well, Mel got pulled out of the bed
Yeah.
last time we were there.
Josh, really?
Yeah.
And we got like a child's voice on our one of our monitors, like talking into it, like at the baby monitor. It's kind of a
Something
creepy
like,
place.
I'm gonna go downstairs now, like with a British accent. We're like, who the heck is that? Nobody I know.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
It would be cool to all go together and we could go and do a whole investigation.
And try to sleep on
Try
the
to
couch.
So being pulled out of bed, that's something else. And so why do you think that you were like,
It was a
are
little
there
kid.
other reports like that? Have the
Yeah,
There was one
Oh.
report, but the owner Brenda doesn't talk about it, and so we didn't even know about it.
No, she said that there's a little kid that comes and tickles your feet.
Tickles your feet is different than being yanked.
Yes, so I kept my shoes on.
And so I went in and I lied down. And did you say something about I smell?
No, I didn't.
That
say
was a
anything.
different place.
Oh,
Okay. Switch to the different story, squirrel.
Hold on. And investigating, there's like, you know, there's a different level of
right.
Well, in her defense, we were in Minnesota in an old, or we were in Duluth.
I don't
We were in
know.
Duluth, Minnesota, in this old like factory kind of switch to
Oh, that's a different thing.
hotel.
Yeah.
That's a cool hotel.
She wakes up at 3:00 in the morning. She's like, "Your hair stinks," and then she's got her eyes closed, and I'm like, "What?" And she opens her eyes. I'm like 2 feet down from where her head is. Like she can't smell me. I'm like 4 feet away.
Yeah.
Apparently, someone had crawled into bed with us. She smelled.
A spirit. Yeah, like I smelled like a spirit's dirty hair. Like, and it was the old factory. It used to be an old factory where we were staying.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
So
that's a
like
cool
I got
hotel.
that smell.
And
Yeah.
the head was like the smell was right under your nose, and I
Yeah.
was nowhere near you.
Whoever the spirit was, he climbed in bed with us. So that was weird.
Crazy. Mish is asking, how much do you go and investigate by yourselves? It really is the three of you, right? So
It is the three of us.
Artie says it was a spirit fart. Okay, but have you caught a fart on an EVP? Have
No.
you
I
guys?
think so.
Have you?
I haven't, but my friend Lisa Crick, I'm pretty sure it was Lisa Crick when she was on, said that she did, which I'm just waiting for that. Because farts are funny. So,
I'm going to use that as an excuse.
right?
Oh my gosh, you can hear that wasn't great farts.
That was the spirit.
So, wait, Michelle is saying it's a good thing they didn't tie your shoelaces together like Dennis the Menace movie.
Oh, for
Right.
sure. No, it was one yank, and I don't know. It was almost like it was so gentle, but yet fast. Like it was so fast. And then I'm like at the end of the bed with my knees and my legs off. I'm like, what am I doing down? And then I hopped up. I'm like, everything's okay.
You have had your shoelaces tied together before.
When?
Where were we? Oh shoot! I feel like it was either at the museum or at the Tilted.
The Tilted, I think.
It was at the Tilted Turret, I think.
Think so.
Yeah,
They messed with your shoes
yeah, because she doesn't like stairs, and it was like before we were going downstairs.
with no risers, the stairs with no risers that you can
Oh, it
see.
doesn't matter. It's
Any
stairs.
stairs.
Any
Any
stairs.
stairs.
I'm
Any
like
elevator,
that
any
too.
stairs.
They make
I
fun
have
of
to
me.
take deep breaths and I have to count in my head to keep myself focused. So if anybody talks to me, I'm like glaring at them because I can't tell them to shush up because I'm counting in my head so I don't panic.
Oh, that's amazing! I love that.
So yeah.
I love it.
And my poor granddaughter, like I don't think I projected it onto her, but she's scared of steps. The basement steps look like it's part of a horror movie. Actually, our steps
Oh my
at this
gosh.
house, and she's 5 and too heavy to carry up and down the stairs for me now. So I do that with her. Hold the bar. Now we're going to count together. We're going to count 1. And we're just
I
going
love that.
to 2, so we can get through it. But
That's
tying
perfect.
your shoes. Do you want to share that story?
I don't
And
even remember what
what?
happened.
What happened, Shannon?
I remember like 2 of your laces were like kind of like not fully tied together, but like your shoelaces came undone a couple of times.
Yeah,
at
I
one
remember that.
investigation, and then the one time they were almost tied together.
Wow.
And you were like, "Oh my gosh, my shoelaces." It was either there or maybe it was at the Rutan.
Maybe the root, one of those places. That's
It was at one of the
extremely
places that has a lot of stairs.
Yes.
Why do we go to so many places with so many stairs?
So do you think that having that fear when we have that elevated energy around us, that it's like an EMF pump and it triggers things in the space? Do you think that that's a positive thing, actually? I mean, it's entertaining for everybody else when we're having little freakouts like that and still trying to do our thing.
Yeah.
Other people find it funny, but do you feel maybe it could amp up energy?
I think so.
Yeah, and I'm probably shooting off some fear, and then everyone teases me, and they're like, "Oh, your bum clench." I'm like, because I'm so nervous. I'm like, let me just get through the stairs, and we'll be okay.
Right.
True.
But I think like a lot of time, we were actually talking about this today at lunch, like when you have a haunted location that people are like buying tickets to go to, or like always going in there knowing that there's going to be some sort of activity, and their fear is being embedded in the wood and into the stone and into fabrics. It almost creates the ghost, or almost creates like kind of an energy field around it. Like, because we were talking about, we went to a place in Scotland and we did like a ghost tour, and it was like they were talking about poltergeists and how on this tour you could be scratched and all this kind of thing. And I think one of the reasons is because we went into a locked cemetery that we could only, like, our tour was only allowed to go into, and there was like a vault that they put all the people in this one vault. You couldn't get out, and the tour guy stood at the front, and they jump scared you while they were telling their story in there. So everybody's screaming or like, get scared. And it's almost like they create that presence or that energy in there. And it causes almost like a human-made thing.
Right.
There's a word for it.
Why? So I've got other questions now. Why would they do the jump scare for folks? Like, do they need to do the jump scare if there's already like?
I know.
I think they've actually like created this thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they're like, you got to get out in 10 minutes. You might get scratched. I'm like, what kind of place am I in?
Yeah. So they created
Tulpa.
Yeah, that sounds it.
That's the word.
That's the word. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you go to a place, I mean, we've been in this enough to know, like, we're not always guaranteed to have interaction, that they're not always going to be that entertainment monkey for people every time you go, right? So I think about that for those for places, if they try to provoke or create just for that monetary gain, right? Monetary gain and notoriety.
Yeah.
And if there are spirits there, I think about that all the time too. Like, do they just not want to be bothered tonight? Like they're just tapped out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think that all that matters, but the jump scares, if I will punch out. Like, are you sure you do? So I warn people, don't do it. So Artie was lucky he was on the other side of the wall. Whoops. It's just a reaction, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You don't mean to. I think there's a video of me somewhere at David Ullman's house. So it's a house that's a couple doors down from where the Manson murders took place. But his house is got all kinds of stuff going on, and it's got like it's on Benedict Cielo Drive and Benedict Canyon, and a rock face right in the basement, like where there's no wall. It's just the mountain in his house. So there's all kinds of energy
Hmm.
there. His stairs are 3 flights of stairs, like the circular ones with
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
with no
Oh
risers.
no.
And then it's glass walls and it juts out over the canyon. Like my
Oh,
hands
God.
are already talking about it.
Oh,
Mel, you would.
The only video that you have of me is like holding the top of his pants and his shirt. Slow down, speed up, stop talking, go. And then
Oh,
salty
gosh.
birds in between because I was so scared. I was like,
Oh.
back downstairs with the growly scratchy thing because I don't want to do this anymore. So funny how our fear can play into things, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have a place, Shannon, that you've gone to with an investigation that has elicited that kind of fear in you?
Not really. I don't.
You're a
The jump scares don't scare me. Like, I love that stuff. I think it's great. I think it's funny. Like, I find it very different than like a paranormal investigation. Like, I feel like that's like entertainment purposes.
right. Well, I laugh after.
Oh, totally. I like
all
it.
do,
I think
right?
it's hilarious. Yeah. No, I don't really get scared very often. I don't. I think maybe not scare me so much, but makes me feel uncomfortable is if I set a boundary. I don't like being touched very often, especially my hair being pulled. That is a very big thing for me. And it does happen. And I don't like that. So I usually like have a moment where I'm like, okay, like, well, when we were at the Goods and Co. and I was doing SDs and my hair got pulled. And I got whacked in the back of the head, like really hard. And I had already said multiple times, please stop touching me. Please stop touching me. And then all of a sudden it was like whack. And I was like, I threw the headphones off and I'm like, enough. Like, that's enough. I said, please don't. So not scared, but like uncomfortable.
Which is still an energy and a frequency that
Very
contributes
much.
to that, right? Because, you know, depending on what that spirit's like, they're going to feed off of that.
Yeah.
Same sort of irritated energy.
Exactly.
If you were to, if a team was coming into Thunder Bay for the first time investigating, Shannon, what would be your first place that you would send them to investigate?
Either our favorite restaurant, the Tilted Turret. It's very active there. The museum is obviously very active. I'd probably send them there. Other than that, honestly, like I would say, like go take a walk along the shorelines and the energy that's there. Like obviously we're pretty rich in history here. I would say just walk along the shorelines and just see what you can feel and maybe who wants to talk.
Mal,
Yep.
where would I send them?
first place that you would tell them to investigate.
St. Pius Cemetery.
Ooh.
And why?
It's just so intriguing. There's like a calmness of the cemetery, and then there's like a barrier, and then there's a blob. So we went actually last year with Beyond the Haunting, and they said everything that we thought. I was like, thank you for validating what we think is happening here. And I don't think we've gone back since.
No, we keep trying to go back, and every time we try to go, something happens. Something happens that like we can't go for some reason. Like it's weird. It's very strange. Like we're like halfway driving there, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh, we can't go. Like, oh, the bugs are too bad, or the ticks are there, or it's freezing cold, or it starts raining. And every
we're
time
hungry,
we
we
try
need
to
to go for a burger.
that happens a lot.
Are there cryptids there? Is there?
Sure.
I think there is.
There probably is.
Oh yeah.
So this location
They're
is
in that whole area.
yeah, it's very woody, like it's kind of deep in the forest, I guess.
And what's the river that runs in front of it?
It's the Kaministiquia River.
The Cam River runs right there.
There's something that feels that way.
Oh, yeah.
And it was on the old railway line, and now it's the railway line is the road.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of history there. And also there used to be a church, but in the 1960s or 70s,
I think it was even 80s.
even the 80s, they burned it down because there was people going in there doing unchristian rituals, which that was like written unchristian ritual. So they had to burn it down. And so ever since then, now there's just like little white crosses, and it's on a hill. And every time we go there, it feels like we're sort of safe in the church area space, but all the way around it is like it's fenced in, which is strange for one thing. And you almost can't go beyond that barrier. Like everything beyond that barrier is dead trees and brush. And then you go into the other space and it's like live and a well. So we've gotten like
Weird.
spirits singing in the background on our EVPs. And
that was pretty magical.
Yeah, that was magical. So, I mean, it is a very interesting, conflicted space.
Mel's voice changed in a recording, like where it did not sound like her at all. And no one could really make out what she was saying. And it was like not her voice.
Yep.
Has happened a few times.
Yeah.
You get possessed.
Right.
Happened at the Solve too. All of a sudden I was talking and I'm like, I'm not talking. And it was like everything was off. I was like, well, it's your recorder going off. And everyone checked and it was nothing. And they heard me say something about closing communication, but I had not said anything.
Right. It was a direct VP or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Well, it was a mimic.
It's a mimic of
A
Mel's voice.
mimic.
Yeah.
Carrie Fast is just sharing boundaries are good for the ones in a body and disembodied. It all applies the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Jody, I'm pretty excited about tomorrow night in St. Thomas as well. So tomorrow night I'm doing the Love Life Afterlife at the Princess Avenue Playhouse in St. Thomas. And it is a former church.
Ooh.
So turned into a theater. And there's one area that's got some low vibe stuff to it for sure. The first year that I did an event there, when I was on stage giving gallery messages for the folks before the investigation, there was a man on the stage in spirit that talked loud enough that my mic picked it up.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, wow.
That's
Mhm.
incredible.
That's great.
I love going back there. And so tomorrow night I think it's it'll be my fourth year there.
That's
I
exciting.
wish we
That's
could
amazing.
go.
Your plane is leaving. Dang it.
But we see you guys in 2 weeks. But when you talk about church, like the church and so it shifted into a theater, right? So they made it into a theater. It's still all big emotions.
Oh, for sure.
Plays, all the emotions that come with a play, and the words that they use, and in their play as well too. And then having that history, and all of the pews are still there. So those are the seating for the theater, is the original pews in the church, right? So, those kind of places when you talk about Thunder Bay having a rich historical history, the rich history attached to it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's so many places.
Gail, what would your top place be?
I think it would be probably the museum. There's so many different places though, like it's hard to nail one down, but the museum, every time we've gone, it's been something unusual happening.
Yeah.
And it could be the artifacts, it could be the building. Like there's so many different layers to it that I think that's what makes it the most interesting.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Ireland House. So I was really happy that you guys got to experience Ireland House twice. So do you find with the museum, and James is asking me that question now, do I feel or do I think that the spirits will remember me? And I do. I feel like when you repeatedly go back, that you're building a relationship with those spirits as well. So do you find the museum spirits remember you and interact? Have they changed how they interact, or do they open up more over the times that you've been there? How has that been?
I don't know. Like, I think that they know that we're coming. I think that every time that we do go to a haunted location, spirits know that we're going to be, like, our intent is to communicate.
Yeah.
So like, I just think that, I don't know. I think that they just know that we're coming.
Well, especially when we go to the tilted turret. because we've communicated through the spirit board, we have names. And so we can be like, hi, so-and-so, are you here today? And then something will make a noise and we'll be like, okay, so now we're on the same wavelength. You know, we have a better communication with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And when you're using the spirit board, is other equipment, like, are you recording at the same time? So you're getting like more than one piece of evidence at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
We
cool.
often have the REM pod and the tripwire going.
Mhm.
So
Right.
Yeah, we've even done where like someone's doing SDs and then we're doing the spirit board at the same time. And it's so amazing. Like, especially when we get things coming through that are the same,
Yeah.
right? That's just so cool.
And I think our intention matters as well too, right? I always forget about filming. I forget about taking pictures. I don't think about that stuff. I'm all about the personal experience. I'm more, okay, you can touch me. Oh, my hair is all good. You know, it's probably like sounds inappropriate on a recorder when you're saying those things, right?
So you cut that part out.
Right? But like the personal experiences are to me are evidence as well too, you know, and depending on how you approach that as an investigator, but having that opportunity to repeat the same types of experiments in connections with them is really fascinating to see what happens over time, and we get to learn more.
Yeah.
And I still have never had anyone say what we look like to them. You know, like that's a question I ask all the time. What do we look like to you? And I still haven't got an answer from spirits for that. So maybe this year.
Yeah, that's a good question. We've never asked that one either.
No.
Right.
Artie's sharing, when we were at the Paracon, I met a person who worked at the libraries in Thunder Bay. She said the occurrences there were worth looking into. Have you ever been?
We have been.
We have.
We were at the Brody Library, and in the 80s, they found urns in the vault. And they didn't know who they were. They had to like find out who, and one never got found, like never was accounted for.
That's sad.
That's sad. And
That's very sad to me.
Yeah.
So as we're walking into the vault, you can hear a digital lady say, "Let me out of here." And that was at the Brody Library. So
yes.
Yeah.
That makes it even sadder.
Yeah. It was very sad. They don't even know why a vault would be there in the library in the basement. And we've done a couple of investigations in the vault. Like that's where they found the urns. And we heard like whistling, and we got that on there, and we've got like footsteps there. So the staff at the library has seen apparitions too, so real that they went up and talked to one of them, and then she disappeared like in front of her eyes.
I love that.
I know. It's very Ghostbustery. and I love that. So we have investigated it there a few times.
Yeah, they just recently underwent renovation too, so I can only imagine the activity happening in there now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh. Yeah, that's sad too. At least they were in urns. Poor old fire captain in the baggy closet.
Oh,
that's very
nice. That makes me sad.
And I know that I talked about this last year at the Paracon because I talked about investigating cemeteries, and cemeteries I love. We investigate a lot of cemeteries. Those to look outside of the fence, outside of the boundary, and those graves that have been forgotten or where it's grown over, or people that weren't allowed all the way in. Like there's people, those spirits sometimes are still there because of those reasons, right?
And that St. Pius cemetery that we were talking about, like that cemetery's been not neglected, but let to go back to nature. Yeah. And it's just overgrown and
forgotten.
It is forgotten.
Yeah.
Oh, Mish, you really are one of the funniest people. Yes. Touch me. I want to feel you ghostly body.
I love it.
Oh, Mish is asking how old the library is.
Early 1900s, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
I think so. I think it would be like 1919 sort of deal. And then they used it for a hospital during the First World War, I believe, as well.
Where they got ready.
Yeah, and also where they got the soldiers ready too.
Yeah.
So it's been used different ways, and then it turned into a library.
Yeah.
So
And that
it's-
area alone has been a lot of things.
Yeah.
That wasn't the cemetery area, was it? Kind of.
Kind of. It was farther, like a little bit closer to the river.
Yeah,
Right,
like by the museum.
Yes.
Yeah.
So not
Like
far.
that whole area is kind of a spooky.
Yeah,
location.
just because the old fort, the original location of the old fort was in that area, so there was a lot of like farmland there, and then there was a cemetery kind of there for a while, and they moved those bodies.
Right.
They
Yeah.
say they moved them.
So
Right.
they moved them.
Nobody knows for sure.
Or if they got them all.
Exactly.
That's what happened to the parking lot here in Guelph
Oh.
Mm.
when they were fixing the parking lot, and then they were
They found
finding
them?
body, and then
Oh,
another,
wow.
and another, and another,
Oh,
and
wow.
another. Mhm.
Oh wow.
That was crazy, and again,
That would be-
sad, right? So I
Yeah.
think it happens way more than what we are aware of.
Yeah.
You mentioned the old fort. Is that where we're going this year?
So
We're going to the reenacted location. I actually live. My house is actually in the original location of the original old fort.
Oh.
So
Do you
talk
have
about
to
that,
drive
Shannon.
there? Mm.
There was like 30,000 people in that location of the old fort, right? And then,
Yeah.
so the Fort William Historical Park is upriver, and it was very likely that it was sort of a route for people going up and down there. And so the Fort William Historical Park, where we're having the Ghostly Campfire event this year, is a reenacted buildings and of the old fort. But we went to go investigate there, and to our surprise, they let us in the buildings with these two staff members, and they had so many staff ghost stories of seeing apparitions, of footsteps, of noises, not only like in old like clothing, but like someone who actually passed away very recently showed up, still working. And so that it's a very active location, and I'm not sure if it's just because of the water there or like why, but very interesting stories.
Yeah, there's lots of, I think, original artifacts there too.
Yeah, true.
What else plays a factor? Water plays a huge factor. If there's a ley
Yeah.
line underneath as well too, then that plays a factor.
Yeah.
And repeating the stories. I think when we are continuously sharing the story and talking about it, it also adds to it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that could be because when you walk in as a regular visitor, they're reenacting the entire fort.
Yeah.
So, they're reliving that for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few comments here. So James is saying, when you are investigating, is there one spirit that kind of runs the show? Say like a poltergeist.
Couple times.
Location.
Oh,
I think we run it into definitely like negative, and they want to run the show, but
Yeah.
then Shannon comes to the rescue and puts salt all over everything, and they're gone. It's like, oh, thank you. Back to what we were doing. Comes back again. We're like, okay, forget it.
yeah. So
Yeah, it's very interesting. Those kind of bully
Mm-hmm.
spirits, right? And how they want to interact.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah.
happened at the Coo House, right? Like we had, it was all they have a poltergeist there too.
It was
right?
Harold. Yeah, Harold the Poltergeist.
Yeah,
Harold,
Harold.
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna name him Harold.
His name is Harold.
His name is Harold. But you know, like we got the whole story, and then we were like, okay, Harold, and then we got another, you know, we got the story, and anyways,
because we got a few jump scares from something that hissed at us on the second floor.
Yeah.
And then staff say that the door slams on them.
Yeah, and they had like a fire extinguisher fall over on the security camera, and
so the spirit's smart enough to know now that if they create chaos, they get more energy. And so that often seems to be happening there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, eh? Like toddlers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just like toddlers.
Yeah. And he's pushy. He's pushy when we're there. Like he wants to talk to us, and like he'll almost seems like he comes in and takes over some of the equipment so that he can come through and communicate with us when we're maybe communicating with somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens a lot in different investigations, right? Depending on what you have. And those quieter ones being held back by those
Right.
more vocal and aggressive in whatever way. Spirits. We're just going to do our station ID, so that we don't get into trouble. If you are just joining us now, thank you so much for being here. You are listening to Spirit Switchboard, and I'm your host, Carrie Lynn Shellhorn, and you are listening to us live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 in the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. If you'd like to find out more about our hosts and our shows, please head to uprntalkradio.com. You can access all of our archive shows. There's thousands of them. Find out more about the hosts and all of the shows that UPRN has to offer. Today's guests are Lucky Paranormal, Mel and Gail Willis, and Shannon. And you will get to meet them if you head up to Thunder Bay this October 16th for the Lake Superior Paracon. It is the second year of the Paracons, bigger than last year, right? Last year was the first year. This year is even bigger. You guys, it was phenomenal. There was so much happening last year, and it's really incredible what you were able to do.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We made it bigger.
Undertaking.
This year we're not sleeping.
No.
We forgot to put that in our schedule, so it's just not happening for us.
Yeah, it's bigger. Like it's 2 days this year. There's so much more that's going on. Do you want to talk about some of the things people can expect if they are attending this year?
Sure. You want to go?
You could start on Thursday.
Okay. So, Thursday we're having a Sasquatch expedition. And so Jason Kenzie is coming from Vancouver.
Yeah.
He's very high energy, awesome guy. Knows lots about Sasquatch. So he has a documentary searching for Sasquatch. So he's going to be taking 2 groups out into the northwestern Ontario forest and show people everything about Sasquatch, how to search and learn tips and tricks about that. The interesting thing about this event, pardon?
And how to have fun.
And how to have fun. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, because I know that's what Jason does when he gets scared, is he tries to do something funny.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
Ask him about it.
Okay, yeah. I will. So people will like pick up a Sasquatch expedition package. They don't know where they're going until they get the package. And then they drive to the location. So it's an undisclosed location that they're going to. So
that's brilliant.
And then on Friday night, we're having our ghostly campfire event. So all of our speakers will be there. It's at the Fort William Historical Park. It has food, and we're going to be having big bonfires and just telling all the ghost stories. And our guests will be sharing some of their ghost stories around the fire. So that should be pretty fun. If the weather is not good, then there's a fire like inside the building too. Not a bonfire, but there's fire.
A wood stove.
A wood stove. So it's kind of rustic. Which is really nice. Yeah. And then at the Delta Hotel all day Saturday and all day Sunday is the Paracon itself. So we have all our speakers. We have workshops this year. And free popcorn. We have over 50 vendors this year. So it's going to be a big event. We've rented the entire sort of ballroom there. And we'll be showing some of our movies there as well, and just having everything. Carrie Lynn, you'll be doing a workshop, which is going to be fantastic, about cord cutting. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be amazing. Saturday night, we have at the museum the paranormal investigation after dark. So we'll go behind the scenes, split up on different floors, and our guest speakers will be on separate floors like we did last year. And then on Sunday, we have our paranormal Paracon at the Delta Hotel, and Carrie Lynn will be doing a psychic gallery reading, which we're really excited about. So that's at noon. So if you've got that ticket, you'll be doing that on Sunday, and then we sleep.
Then we sleep.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's so fun though. And, when Snipe was on last week, we talked about it's like a homecoming for some of us, right? It feels like we're having this homecoming, hanging out with friends again. Beyond the Haunting is going to be there again this year, and Kelly will be participating. Last year it was Leanne and Kareen, so it'll be fun to meet Kelly this year.
And I think that's like the whole reason we put the Paracon together, just like to build a community, because we have been going to Paracons for several years in the States, and we met so many people and had so many shared stories, and like we've stayed in connection with the people that we've met. And so we thought, you know what, we should try this in Thunder Bay and build a community in Canada. And that's our goal, really, is just to connect everybody and share stories and shared experiences.
Yeah, it's fabulous. And we tend to feel like those outside folks, and so when you find somebody who has the same passions, and it's always good.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
The weird in me honors the weird in you. So it's really fun when all of us weird folks get together, right?
We get really giddy about it.
Yeah. And we actually had lunch with Brian Baker today. And so he's going to be one of the speakers.
That's so great.
And so we met downtown Toronto and we had lunch. And I'm like, where else do you get to meet other weird people and go for lunch?
Okay. Brian's book, is it out now?
It is out now, yes.
It is out now. Okay, let's make sure. I know it's called Eerie, and that's the only part I can remember. So I'm going to call it up so we can fully give a shout out for Brian Baker's book.
Awesome.
Do you guys remember it off the top of your head?
No. I know it's eerie.
I know what the screen looks, the cover looks like with it.
Me too.
It's like a
blue.
Brian, we're trying. We'll get it right now. Brian Baker.
Yeah, so Brian's going to be talking all about Canadian stories from his book, probably, right across Canada. So,
Eerie Whispers.
Eerie Whispers.
That's right.
Exploring Canada's reluctant relationship and its ghostly lore.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Yeah.
So that's another book, all my book loving friends in the chat, that you can support a Canadian author.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that'll be fun too. And there are a few returning guests, actually. So Chris Rotowski. Yeah.
And he's talking about
alien abductions this year.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And so, like all of these friendships really developed from last year, because Leanne has been working with him on alien stuff too all this past year. Like, things. It's just wonderful.
And we've hung out with you, and we've hung out with Snipe, and
I know.
You develop these friendships that I did not think was going to happen, and it was like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah. Again, it's that safety thing too, right? When you can relax. And I know that I had mentioned that to Snipe as well, too, the very first time when we all investigated in Hamilton. When you open up as a medium too, like really feeling safe that somebody there is going to be there that kind of understands you and recognizes when you're uncomfortable, or if something's gone sideways, that they can yank you out or intervene and step in. And that's so important, right? When we're doing those things.
Absolutely.
Carrie Fast asked a question, but I don't know this word. So Carrie, you may have to help me out if you're still here. Carrie's asking, are any of these buildings you go into, are they Tartarian? But I'm not familiar with that word.
Google.
Sorry, Carrie. You may have to help us.
Sometimes we try to ask Suri to tell us what words are that come through on like the spirit talker, but then we always realize that Suri doesn't work because we're in airplane mode.
I'm not really getting a
So
definition.
we gotta wait and find out later. Tartarian.
I spelled it right?
Yeah, Tartarian.
Meaning.
Old world structures. Thank you.
Like Parliament buildings. Oh.
Yeah,
Thanks, Carrie.
there's in Thunder Bay, there's a lot, right? Like,
Yeah.
There's some relics.
Yeah, old world structures.
It's not as exciting as like downtown Toronto, where like everything's an old building and they keep them. In Thunder Bay, they tend to like tear them down.
Yeah,
Right.
renovate them like quite a bit.
Yeah, so it's just a few cool buildings left.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I just don't understand, like, when you knock it down, is it really getting rid of that energy in those spirits though? Like, where do they
No.
go? They just go to the next like bright light that they can find, or they wait till the new building's up and still hang out in that same spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's another thing that we were talking about earlier today with Brian was the Lakehead psychiatric hospital that we have in town. It's closed down and it has multiple haunted stories, and it's being boarded up and it's not being taken care of, and they're probably going to smush it down, you know. And why? We want to go in.
Yeah.
Right. Agree, Carrie. The energy can be trapped in the land when building is removed.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Absolutely.
Or they choose not to leave.
Yeah.
Are there tunnels underneath that hospital?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
there's tunnels downtown.
Definitely tunnels downtown.
It's interesting too.
Yeah,
Because
there's
then-
tunnels there.
It is it's interesting when you tap into, even remotely, when you're tapping into a certain building, you can feel when there's tunnels, because the spirits will pop from one place to another, like through tunnels. And I had to help families with clearing their houses in a subdivision that was built on top of tunnels, where a residential hospital was knocked down, but the tunnels still existed, and all of the spirits that were attached to the land kind of moved through tunnels and popped in people's houses and hung out confused.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Right? So that would happen in where those tunnels are, those buildings are being taken down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yay.
It feels like in Port Arthur, like it starts like at the Rattan block, and then it goes to Goods & Co., which we just been, and then it just goes all the way down to the river. So on both sides, there's these tunnels that are all connected.
Yeah.
Right. Hi, Jody. So Jody is my paranormal
Hi, Jody.
Hi, Jody.
bestie. So I couldn't hang for the show tonight. I wanted to pop in quick, say hi to Gail and Mel, and I hope the Paracon event is amazing.
Thank you.
Aw.
My house is right on an earth projection pyramid. I have
Ooh.
learned to remove spirits from that. Wow. Yeah, it's
Wow.
and sometimes it takes a long time to be able to cross spirits over, right? Especially if they're confused
Yeah.
and don't know what's going on. I'm excited. And I love how you guys for the Paracon, I love how you guys organized it where some of us speakers can pop in and have that time to hear other speakers, and there's that breathing room so people can have the space to get to every speaker or in between. And
Yeah, we added breaks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. It is like herding cats into a wet paper bag. That's what crossing spirits over can be like, for sure. Yeah, there's so much. Who are some of the other speakers? Some of the new
So we have
Brian.
Mike Ricksecker is coming. So he's going to be talking about time loops, which is really fascinating to me, and also shadow dimensions and shadow people. So he's going to be doing 2 presentations, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. Snipe for sure is coming. And yes, Sean Leonard is going to be there as well. He's going to be there just on Saturday doing a presentation and then a book signing. So we're excited to have him.
And he'll be there Friday night at the campfire. So
yes.
Oh,
Yep.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, all of our speakers will be there on the
Sorry,
Friday.
I didn't read that, Artie. Let me read it. So Artie was saying, I have a feeling our friend Sean Leonard is going to blow some minds.
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah. He's going to be talking about earthbound spirits and levels of the spirit world. I know that he's going to be sharing some of his EVPs that he's gotten. So that'll be really interesting as well. So
That's amazing.
yeah.
There's something for everybody really at the Paracon this year.
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Sean Leonard is amazing to watch.
Yes.
Thank you, Kathy. Fiona Clark is saying hi.
Hi, Fiona. Oh, Elliot's coming.
Oh yeah, and Elliot Van Dusen is coming.
Yeah.
He runs the Halifax symposium, and he's an
November 1st this year.
Yes, and he's a ex RCMP officer. He's going to be talking about law enforcement and the paranormal. So how they used psychic mediums in some of the cases, which is going to be fantastic.
Yeah,
He's participating with the investigation too, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
That'll be fun.
yeah. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be amazing. So who else am I missing?
Catherine Keeping.
Catherine.
She's a local person.
Yep.
Kim Christine from
Christine.
Duluth is coming back.
Yep. Kim's coming back.
So amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be a great group of people and lots of learning. This is like another goal is like making sure people are learning something new, or if they have questions, they can come and ask the experts. So, yeah.
And Shannon and I are doing a workshop on dowsing.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, and people will get their own dowsing rods to take home.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love dowsing. Like I use my dowsing rods to find my glasses at least 5 times a week.
That's amazing.
I'm not even joking.
I
Because
love
at
that.
first I joke around and I go like this and hope that they'll clap back. And then I guess I'm getting my dowsing rods on. Let's find
That's amazing.
let's find my glasses. Yeah.
I need to do that for my car keys, I think.
The dowsing rod or the clapper?
Either.
I keep thinking about The Conjuring though when I do that and wait for the clap behind my
Oh
ear
my gosh, yes.
to come back.
I love it.
Me too. Right? You have to have a little bit of fun at this. There was another question. I think it was Mish. I don't know if I missed it. If I missed a question, Mish, I'm very sorry. Oh. Do you mean for all of us? Have you had a close friend? I think all of us have had a friend or at least family member that's come through that had that person come across and speak with you.
Yep.
Folks? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, so my mom passed away, and she hasn't come directly and spoke to me, but she's definitely given me signs. And she wasn't at first, and then I asked her to give me a sign, and the next day, now I'm getting the signs all the time. Like everywhere I go.
Every day this week.
Yes. Because anytime I'm like, well, when I ask her, she gives it to me. And then if I'm going through something that is hard or challenging or difficult, I get like the symbols and the messages just to kind of like let me know that she's there always.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what she's like in a paranormal investigation, I don't think she's come across. Maybe
Yeah,
one
she
time.
did in the basement on
Oh.
Simpson Street.
Oh, right. So that one happened.
That one did happen, yes. We were using the spirit box in the basement, and all of a sudden, it's the spirit box going in. It's like, Sandra. And we're like, what the hell's going on? And then it's a daughter, and it like had this whole conversation. Yeah.
But we didn't click in right away.
No, it took us a while to click in.
Yeah.
But
so I guess she has come across.
Yeah.
But she's coming across even more now with symbols.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
For sure. She's figuring it out.
She's figuring it out. So am I.
When I first got my spirit board back, so I gave it to friends to do the lettering and stuff on it.
Yeah.
And when I first got it back and used it, my grandpa was the first person that came through on the spirit board. And then during the seances, because I hold the seances at the house for people, and I don't ever expect my people to come in on the seance. You just never know. Like sometimes it's celebrities that show up during the seances. It's crazy things that happen at the seances at the house.
Yeah.
And our neighbor died when he was 18. I think I was 14, 13. I don't know, something like that when he died. And he's come through a number of times, which totally surprised us. And able to give enough information through the spirit board to say, like, evidentially that's who is coming through. So it's interesting. And we don't even have to have, like, the celebrities will just show up as well too. Like, it's just you never know who's going to show up in an investigation. You don't always have to have a personal connection to somebody for them to show up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We had my grandfather come through on an investigation.
And that was the first time we used the board together.
It was.
Yeah.
It was, and like you're getting emotional, and I'm like, what's going on here? How do I cope with this feeling? I'm like, you're like, it's fine. I'm like, I don't know if it's fine.
Like, yeah, and it was okay. It was Mother's Day too. Like, we did an investigation like late at night on Mother's Day, and that he comes through to me on a lot of special occasions. Just because he was so proud of me for becoming a mother. And my oldest son was his first grandchild, or great-grandchild, sorry. And he was always just so very proud. So the fact that he did come through on Mother's Day, the first time we used the spirit board, it was amazing. And he went right to some symbols on the board that are meaningful to me. And I immediately could like feel his energy. And then he always made this funny little sound where he like would put his finger in his mouth and make his like lip pop. And Mel actually picked it up on the video after, and she had texted me the one day and said, "Did your grandpa ever make a funny noise?" And I knew exactly what she meant. And we captured it. So it was pretty cool. So yeah, I like to watch that video quite often because it's nice.
I'm happy we captured that.
I am happy we did too. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's special.
It was. Yeah, it was really special.
Kathy, a spirit board is the same as a Ouija board. Ouija's just a brand for sure.
Yep.
When you, I'm a big promoter of creating your own. So it's your own energy. You know what you're putting into it, where it's coming from, and putting your sigils, those protection sigils that are important to you on it. And I think those things are important as well too, with any of your tools and the things that you're using. Yeah. That was when we're talking about emotions again, and getting hitting those emotional spots in an investigation. Do you tap out? Do you not tap out? One of the things I put is stretching yourself thin. Does stretching yourself thin to investigate influence the results? Like if you've had a bad day, or you're stressed or overly emotional, do you tap out? Do you go through? Do you find it influences the results? How do you approach that? Or what are your thoughts about that?
I try and shift it. Like if I know I'm in a bad mood, I'm like, well, that is not good for investigating. And then try and shift it. And then when I get together with Shannon and she has all the oils and everything, then I'm like, oh, okay, I feel good. They're magical.
I heard things are magical, and they will be available at the Paracon.
They will be.
Very good.
Yeah, and I feel like our team, like we just vibe so well together that a lot of the times we can come into it, and like we like to travel to investigations together. So Gail sometimes likes to drive us in her Mario Kart, and we can all have a really, because we all own our own businesses too, that is separate from our paranormal life, and we have hectic days at work, and I feel like sometimes we all get into the vehicle together and we kind of just vent about our bad day, and then we laugh about a couple of things, and then it's like you can just feel the energy shift. Like Mel said, we try to shift it, and I think our group, we're so good at that, where we can like laugh about something and just clear the energy, and then we can come into the investigation and we can leave all that stuff behind, that negative energy that maybe attached to us from our days at our crappy, boring, normal day jobs, right? So we vent it out, and then we go in and we have a good time. And like there have been times, like there's been a few members of the group that have come and gone over the little while, and like you can tell if somebody's in a bad mood or their energy is off and they can't shift that energy, that the investigation sometimes, who's coming through, it's attracting sometimes some of those more like darker, negative, not so great energies that we really want to communicate with. Sometimes we will communicate because we're getting information and we're learning something, but you can tell sometimes like what's coming through, and we're like, why is that coming through here? Like, why have we been to this place before and we've gotten such a different, spirit talking to us and like a different energy? And then other times, it can be everybody's in a great mood and we're like, well, where was that negative energy that was here last time? Like that's now gone again, right? So I feel like depending on the mood we're in, like it really does kind of attract a different spirit coming and talking to us.
And knowing your limits, like knowing what your limits are physically, emotionally, mentally, like what your limits are. So if you need to tap out or say, okay, I think our time here is done, and be able to call it a night at the same time, right?
Yeah. And I think we've done that before too, guys? We're like, we're just not feeling it that day, and we're like, you know what, let's just cancel. Like we're not there. It's the energy is not there for us, right? So it's like we're not going to do this, drain ourselves.
Because it does. I feel it would affect your results, and again put you potentially in a not good place, right? If you're not being as mindful of what's going on in your surroundings.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you put on a Christmas party and you start putting the chairs away.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm usually the one doing that. I'm like turning off the camera, and I'm like,
it should be. I'm like, what is the camera going? And you're like,
it's true.
It's over.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, we gotta respect it. It's over for one of us. It's over for all of us, right? Because we're just a tight knit team.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it, right? Being able to support one another and knowing when to tap out. And what do you do? Well, I just want to acknowledge James's comment first. James is sharing, my son died 20 days after birth, but visits me once a year. I can smell baby powder.
Oh, that's nice. That's sad, but that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a gentle reminder.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, James. I think we've talked about your son before too, James, coming through for you. Anita, thank you. Hi, hello to you. Thank you for being here. Jackie, I'm glad that you're enjoying the topic tonight.
Hey.
On those investigations are always are not high energy the whole time. You're not go. Sometimes there's big stretches of boring. So what do you do in the boring?
Eat snacks.
Yeah.
What did you say? Snacks?
Eat snacks.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm all about the snacks.
Or just shift the top. Yeah. Just shift the topic and talk about Paracon and who's coming and what we got to do. And, we're friends. So it's easy to just talk the whole time.
It is. Yeah.
So we talked about this last week with Snipe as well too. And Artie, if you're still listening, you can correct me if I'm remembering incorrectly. I think it was Todd that said he records everything. So recording even when they're not actively investigating and being able to pick up. A lot of times that's where really great EVPs end up happening, and things happen when they are not actively investigating. So have you guys found the same thing when you're in that off time and still recording?
Except when something scary happens, Gail turns off the camera.
It's so true.
If she thinks she's gonna get in trouble, she turns it off.
Turns it off. Power off. Power off.
In trouble for what and from who?
Well, like
someone was coming out of an office and we were allowed in, but we weren't. They didn't know that. And he came by and she's like shutting everything off. And I was like, "What are you doing?"
And we still to this day do not know if that was an apparition or an actual person, because
that's true.
Gail turned the camera off.
Do you feel it could have been an apparition?
Yeah.
Yep. We were investigating for hours and hours in the hallway around this office, and all of a sudden this guy comes out and we're like, "What?" So I thought I was gonna get in trouble, so I turned the camera off really fast, and then he walked down the hallway and he seemed so out of place. Like he wasn't dressed businessy at all. He was like a workman.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What were you doing in there?" And then we never saw him again.
And the person that was in that office, like, that building has a bunch of offices in it, and the person that actually works from that office, like, their picture, we've been able to find it, and that was not the person that came out of that office, and they were not dressed like they should have been in there.
Right.
Did you check the office door, like, to see if it was locked and go in after?
Yes. And I walked up and down that entire hallway and knocked on every office and jiggled every door when we first got there and said, "Is anyone in here? Hello?" Just to make sure there was no one in there. And no one ever answered. No one ever opened that door. There was no lights on inside. Nothing.
Yeah.
And no noise came out for hours.
Hours.
Nope. And we were right outside that door for like a long time.
So my mind goes, well, it could have been that. And then it goes to like first 48. Here we go to true crime. Because
yikes,
they'd sit there quiet for a long time, right? That's why I said to go in and check after to make sure there was not something there that.
Oh,
yeah, but the door was locked.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
And the hallway that he walked down has another big door at the end that is like very loud when it closes behind you. And we were all talking afterward and we're like, we never heard that door open or close. And where else did he go?
Right.
The story that it now is just fabulous.
Yeah.
You know, the wondering and the mystery of it makes it perfect.
Yeah. And I didn't capture it on film because I was just thinking shit.
Turn it off.
Just turned it right off.
Personal experience and personal experiences are evidence in itself.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's what I think. We'll have to ask Elliot if he agrees, though. Being an RCMP officer, he may not. Like a former RCMP officer.
Fair enough.
Well, I guess we'll find out at the Paracon. We'll have to ask.
Yes.
We'll all have questions.
We will.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun.
It is.
Last year on my drive up, I saw a moose.
Oh, awesome.
We have lots.
I took it as a good sign.
Yeah.
I've lived
Bears are the animals this year.
Pardon?
There's bears everywhere. Shannon has a family of bears on her street.
Oh, I've heard they're really bad in Thunder Bay right now. They're bad.
Very bad. The blueberries are like, there's like no blueberries, so they're very hungry. But yeah, there's a mama and her 3 cubs that like go up and down the street every night.
Yikes, eh?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Sometimes my kid orders like takeout food and it gets delivered and the bear's right across the street in the neighbor's house.
Oh, wow.
Just walks right by and delivers. It stole a pizza off somebody's porch. Yeah.
I forget. When you live down, like, I forget.
Yeah.
Like, my daughter, when she was in grade 4, we were living in Sault Ste. Marie at the time, and the school that they were going to used to have bears in the playground all the time, where they couldn't go out during recess because the bears were in the yard. Like,
Yeah, that's happening here right now. A couple of the schools have been on lockdown because of the bears.
wild.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember that ever happening my entire life.
No.
No, there's never a lockdown because of a bear. Or,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fascinating. Okay.
Yeah.
Equipment. I know you guys use the pendulum board and the pendulums quite a bit, right? So using that board a lot. What other equipment is a favorite? Mel?
We do enjoy table tipping.
I'm so glad.
I do enjoy the tripwire.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say spirit box.
Hmm.
Because I'm pretty good at hearing it in the moment.
You
And
are.
so it's kind of cool that I can get the words, and then we can kind of use that and do other things with the words.
Yeah.
Mhm. Love it. Gail?
Well, I just use my iPhone all the time because I'm recording. So I just find that, like, for me, I capture a lot of EVPs on the iPhone. And I think that's probably my favorite equipment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shannon?
I enjoy a good EVP
Yeah, you do.
or a
enjoy it.
DVP.
It's exciting.
It's very
It
exciting.
is.
It's cool to it's just cool not to hear it, and then when you watch it back, you're like, oh shit, that was happening in the back, in the
Yeah.
background.
Jody is our EVP queen. She
Oh, I love her.
she just gets them all, like, really good ones, and she does the same. She lets the recorder go the entire time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
She gets some amazing things. Shannon, do you have favorite equipment?
Yeah, I really love doing the Estes method. It's like probably one of my favorites right now. I like doing it in conjunction with like something else happening at the same time. I really like when one of us is doing that and then other members are using like a spirit board or the spirit box at the same time, or you know, we've got the REM pods set up and like the tripwire. I do like the tripwire too. We get a lot of activity with our tripwire. We get a lot where we can like ask a question and be like, you know, turn it blue for yes or green for no, and like we get a lot of activity with that tripwire. That's one of my favorites, but I think Estes is my favorite.
Fun. That's what Mish is talking about. I like watching one having the headphones on and in another room, someone asking the questions.
Yeah.
Snipe does a lot that way as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did that last year at the Paracon in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When we did, so I just took a group, was mostly family, and then I did the 12 Days of Giving folks when I do the giveaways at Christmas. So the winners for the Ireland house, we just did our visit there, and I gave the SLS camera to them, the winners of the 12 Days of Giving, and they were in the parlor room, and this figure showed up by the fireplace, and I said, well, just test it, make sure like it's not mapping something, ask them to wave at you, and totally lifted the arm up and did a whole wave.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Not recorded.
No.
Great story.
Oh man.
Oh well, but it was pretty brilliant. So, you know, just one more thing with the Ireland house for sure. I like the tripwire when we're doing the seances. And I put it around the table. So it's pretty interesting when you're doing the Estes method, and you have the tripwire, because you can see when they're moving around the table as the person's talking, what they're receiving during the Estes. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I find with the seances, if we have too much equipment on, it's almost like they have too many choices. You have to kind of funnel them into one
right
direction.
Yeah, we kind of do that a little bit too. Like I find that we set up some of our equipment almost to like funnel them in, or if we have too much going, it's too many things for them to choose.
Yeah, I agree. So in your like seances, Carrie Lynn, do you do like a circle and a holding hands type of thing, or like what does it look like for you? Or is it
So
private?
no. Oh. So the prayer that I started when we were at this summer.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Johnson,
you were
at
talking
the
about
Peggy
something
Johnson
else.
house.
Yeah.
Remember I did that little prayer? So that's
Yep.
usually how I start the seances, is with that little prayer with everybody. And we start at the table with everybody's hands on the table. Sometimes they're touching, sometimes they're not, but we start with everybody at the table that way. And
Okay.
then I start with a candle spinner. So in the center of the table with a candle spinner, and seeing if they will manipulate the spinner, which they usually do. So I kind of do this slow build up. So we start with the spinner, then we'll do Estes with the other equipment kind of set up around the room, and then we wait and see which way they're going to go. We might move to the spirit board, then table tipping and back to Estes. It just kind of depends on where they're being most active in the space. And we got this bunny, GC. I think I've talked to you guys about it before. GEC Paratech on Etsy. You can follow them on Facebook as well too. They're out of the UK. She's got some really fun stuff. So I've got a bunny, like a trigger object that lights up the bunny, but she's put a temperature sensor in the belly.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
So sometimes just having that up on the shelf and then asking them to manipulate the temperature, so you can watch them bump the temperature up a couple of degrees or drop it.
Yeah.
So we usually have that set up.
That's cool.
She's got all kinds of fun stuff. And unfortunately, with our Canadian postal strike, I think that my last order that I was hoping to have for the investigations and stuff, tomorrow is sitting in limbo. waiting for Canada Post to decide when they're
Bummer.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
So because you're doing your seances at home, like, do you think you're living in a haunted house, or are you bringing the spirits into your home, inviting them in?
So I would say that we sometimes have things happen, but not very often here. The rules and boundaries and clearing and all of that stuff is pretty strict, because I work from home every day too, like when I'm doing sessions and stuff. So it's always a very clear open and clear close and an ending. So I would say, like, we're opening the door and allowing them to come in during that time period, and then we close it up, and we're just not right. And I have like 2 haunted dolls that I purchased, but they sit on the shelf. Jody is not a fan of the dolls, but my granddaughter plays tea with them.
Oh.
So we have tea and do like mini tea readings and stuff, Lily and I. And the dolls, I think, because I've not put that energy into them, there wasn't a lot of history attached to those dolls. I've had them actually 2 years now, and there's really been nothing. They just sit here.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I tell them I love them. Thank you so much for being here. Love you guys. Because they are they're not they've been through a lot.
Yeah.
They've either been well loved or uncared for, one way or the other. They're not pretty looking, really.
Right.
Just in case,
Yeah.
Yes, Kathy, I know that's how Jody is too. So I moved the office around so she couldn't actually see them she wasn't looking at them anymore when we were doing this. Dolls freak her out too. Hi, Moritz. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello.
Hi. But I really do love doing the seances. The seances are a lot of fun for me.
I think it would be fun.
I think it would be fun too. I'm fascinated by all of the Victorian seance and what they used to do back in the Victorian days. I
tried to incorporate it a lot. Like, I do have a horn. So they had a trumpet.
Yeah.
So I have my friend Carol found me a vintage one. So I try to include, and I have a bell. So, you do your prayer and ring a bell. They used to ring a bell. There's all kinds of little things that you can do to incorporate the Victorian part and honor the traditions that they did. And
Right.
I love talking about any of that stuff. Once we get going, it's down a deep dive. Maybe that'll be a talk for another time.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Seances. I just think during that time period, like, kudos to them for creating a job for themselves where it wasn't
Right.
other things, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know I need to mind the time.
Mind the time.
I know, mind the time. What other is there things that I'm forgetting to ask that you would like to bring up? Anything about the Paracon, places that you've been to, places that no?
You thinking?
Bucket list.
Yeah, bucket list. Let's talk about bucket list. I was thinking about that.
In haunted hotspots, do you have a bucket list of places? Or is there a place that's not well known that you don't want to discuss out loud that's on your list?
I'd like to go back to the UK.
Yeah.
It looked pretty amazing, your pictures.
I could go anywhere in the UK. It was quite interesting.
Yeah.
Including Scotland and Ireland, or just England, Wales?
We didn't go to Wales, so perhaps Wales.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have a bucket list. I was thinking about this today when you mentioned it. And I almost like the little Easter egg haunted places, like Goods & Co. We didn't think it was going to be haunted, but then it was.
Yeah.
So that's exciting to me.
Yeah, that was great.
You go somewhere and you're like, oh, there's something here. Like, you feel it and you weren't expecting it. So I like that.
Like yesterday, we went to do this activity and we had to meet at this place. And I don't know these things. And I'm standing there and I move my back and I'm like, I don't want to be near this building. And Gail's like, oh, did you know it was an old funeral home? I'm like, no, but I do now. And I'm not put my back there. So that was interesting. Like a little nugget, we just fell upon it.
Yeah, we fell upon it. I love those.
That's fun. Shannon?
Yeah, I do have a bucket list of places. Skinwalker Ranch is definitely one of them. I would love to go there. That is somewhere that me and my oldest son actually have said that we are one day going to go there together.
Do you follow on their website? Like, are you part of like the insider? Like,
I'm not. No, I didn't even know about this.
Okay, my friend. I will send you a link. You sign up and then you are part of like the inside. So they do like chips and salsa night where the team gets on and they answer questions and talk. You can watch their security cameras live. So if
I have seen some of that.
Boots on the ground stuff. So if you catch anything, you timestamp it and you put it in. I signed my mom up.
That's amazing.
Like, she's in her early 70s and she's all about Skinwalker Ranch as well.
I know. I love it. It's so amazing. Yeah, that's definitely a bucket list. Yeah. And I have been to Ireland when I was younger, and we visited a lot of castles that were like historically belonging to different members of our family. And I was young. I was 16 and felt a lot of energies and would love to go back now that I am more knowledgeable with investigating in the paranormal, and would love to go back and investigate some of those places.
We should go.
We should.
I think that's what I love about you. You just jump in and go. Let's
make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, you really do make stuff happen. It's amazing.
You have to.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Alrighty, where can people find you? Tickets for Paracon, follow Lucky Paranormal. Where are all the socials they can find you?
YouTube.
Yep.
Under Lucky Paranormal.
Yep.
Yeah. Facebook, Lucky Paranormal, and then there's the Lake Superior Paracon, which is on Facebook.
Yes.
and
And
Instagram.
Yeah.
And then we have the website, lakesuperiorparacon.com, where you can get tickets to the Paracon, which is coming up very fast.
Yes.
They're not stressed out at all.
No.
Not at all. I just thought to go on holidays. I was so not stressed.
I love it so much. Well, I appreciate you guys spending your time here and just hanging out. I love it. Thank you so much, Shannon, for participating and being part of the show tonight. Thank you, everybody that's been in the chat. This coming, so next week, actually. So next Thursday on Beneath the Hollow Moon, we are talking about zombies and scarecrows. And on Spirit Switchboard next week, I have a very special, very, very special secret guest.
Ooh.
So a secret guest next week, and she's very important to me. So I'm very excited that she's agreed to come on the show and hang out. And she's going to be at my house. So she'll be live with me at my house. So I'm pretty excited. And we're going to talk about witchy haunts.
Ooh,
So like Bell Witch Cave and yeah. So we're going to talk about witchy haunts and witchy places.
I love witchy things. I just love witchy things.
Me too. I do too.
I am a witchy thing.
And so, Sandra, I'm just seeing that you were here now. Thank you so much for being here. So thank you. She's saying great show, ladies. Have a great weekend, everyone. PEI is on the calendar for next summer. So I will, as that all unfolds, I will keep you in the loop, Sandy.
That's exciting.
It is.
Is it your first time to PEI?
It will be my first time in PEI, but I lived on the East Coast. Like my daughter was born in New Brunswick, but I wasn't doing any of these things. I was a mom with 3 kids under the age of 4, right? At the time. So I was being a mom. So yeah, we're going to add some paranormal stuff.
Yay.
I'm so glad, everybody, that you guys enjoyed the show tonight, and I appreciate your time, and I hope to see you guys next week. So thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you for your comments and your support and for being here. Thank you, everybody that has been listening. Thank you, Joe Montaldo, the owner of our network, and Michelle DeRoche, our network manager. And thank you to the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 in the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in beautiful New Orleans. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next Friday. Bye.
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 Bye.